Hey everybody, Gears here with some maintenance on the old Senton 3S, the Nova chassis. So what's going on here? Well, initially the drive shaft broke. You can see that the bearing holder there is broken as well. I've got the replacement in. Initially I got a really thin profile drive shaft from Hot Racing, and you'll have to take a look at my drive shaft video and see all the differences there. The problem was that the bearing was so loose on it. It's possible the aluminum is strong enough it doesn't need that bearing holding the drive shaft in place, and it's just there because of the plastic version of the drive shaft. But I really felt that having that there was probably more important. So rather than putting another plastic one in there, I got this aluminum guy, and you can see even it is a little too thin. And what happens is this little rubber O-ring, it's not going to stay there because there's no ridge there to hold it in place as there is on the plastic version. So I just put a little reflective tape around the drive shaft there, 2 layers of it. I figured it's more of a metallic vinyl kind of tape than regular masking tape, which is going to be more fabric-like. But this needs a scissors to cut it. Hopefully with the bearing spinning around it, it won't rip it up. So got to pull this guy out of there, put the new drive shaft in, and I've got this 20-tooth pinion to put in as well. There's a 15-tooth in there right now, and it does pretty well, but I want to see what's going on with a higher tooth count and see how that changes things. It's possible that this is going to be so powerful that I'm going to have to take it out. If that's the case, then that's good that I didn't buy the 23-tooth or the 25-tooth pinion yet, because these are like $11 each in some cases, $12. So they're not too cheap at all. So what's up? Yeah, so that, and pull the motor out, change that, and let's do it. Unfortunately, this one is stripped out just a little bit. It's still got thread in there, but it doesn't set in place anymore. So at some point I'm going to have to get a new housing for all of this, and I'm torn about going with an aluminum one or just getting another plastic one again. It's kind of confusing looking at the aluminum options. It seems that whereas, if this will open up here, so whereas there's a big slot in here that you can set the motor exactly, in the case of the aluminum ones I've seen, they have pre-drilled spots for particular size pinions. It's really tight. It's not a showstopper, but I definitely set that in tight last time. So let's take a look at this. since this doesn't have its own baggie. Since this doesn't have, oh, there we go. Now, as it happens, plugging these colors in correctly, pushing the trigger forward sends the car forward, and pushing the trigger back hits the brakes or reverse. Technically that's backwards, however, it just feels better for some reason. It's this being my first RC car, I don't really know any difference, so I don't have the habit set one way or the other. So yeah, so if I want to flip it so reverse, so that if I want to flip it so that the trigger pulling back goes forward, flip these two, the blue and the orange one there, creamish peachy color, whatever it is. And what I gotta do here is make sure that resetting that back there is still good, because clearly something weird is going on here. So there's just a little bit of a gap in there with the silver. It goes away, but then there's a little bit of a gap over here, so that's not good. So let's try and pull this out again. And watch this, it won't want to come out ever again. Yeah, so that tape really messed with me right there. So what's actually going on is that this clamp is so tight, apparently I don't need the tape on here. what a mess. At one point I had been thinking I could leave that out, but you really can't because that spine needs to be complete. Hey, sweet. I was worried about that screw head coming through, but clearly didn't have to. And there's definitely just enough clearance in there. Yeah, it's not going to shake around at all to get in the way. I could probably put that other heatsink back on, but yeah, that's cool. So let's throw a battery in here. Now we got fans, we got some fans. Sweet.